Hey boos, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are making shish kebabs. This is a very easy, fun recipe that's great for summertime and grilling. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make beef, shrimp, and chicken kebabs. So stay tuned for this delicious recipe. But before we get into the video, I'm going to need you guys to subscribe. If you guys are not already subscribed, I mean, what are you waiting for? You're just watching me. Also, be sure to check the description box below for the full recipe and step-by-step directions. Yes, I try to make it easier for you guys. So here's everything we'll be needing for this recipe. I'm using Lawrys herb and garlic marinade, paprika, Old Bay seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, black peppercorns, cayenne pepper, paprika, Sazon, Spanish chicken seasoning, soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, vinegar, complete seasoning, garlic, fresh parsley, and olive oil. I like to add crushed garlic and rosemary and thyme just to help me infuse that flavor into the food. And then I have my skewers. You want to make sure you soak these in water for about 30 minutes to prevent breaking. Then I have 2 pounds of shrimp and 2 pounds of chopped beef. I use like a stew meat for this recipe. Steer away from that. Try to use a steak that's a little bit more on the softer side, like a filet mignon or a ribeye, etc. There's other types of steak you can use as well. I'm just giving you some examples. Then I have about 8 pieces of chicken tenderloins. And then we have our vegetables. I have 2 pieces of squash and 2 red peppers and 2 onions. So first I'm going to start off by seasoning up the beef, and I'm going in with 1 teaspoon of complete seasoning, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and now I'm adding a tablespoon of vinegar just to tenderize that meat since my meat was a little bit on the tough side. Now I'm adding a tablespoon of teriyaki sauce, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So now I'm just going to give everything a good mix, and I'm going to set that aside and let that marinate for at least an hour. Okay, so now I'm going to get started on my chicken. I'm going to start off by just crushing 3 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to crush the garlic with the back of my knife. And this is just going to enhance that garlic flavor in the chicken. And for the chicken, I'm just going to cut those in about 2 to 3 inch thick slices. I don't want to make them too small, but I just want to make it like a decent size. So we're not going to do too much chopping with that. Okay, so now that I'm finished chopping up my chicken, it is time to season them. I'm going to start off by using 2 tablespoons of Lawrys herb and garlic marinade, 2 teaspoons of Spanish chicken seasoning. If you want to know the name of it, check the bottom left hand corner of your screen. I also added 1 Sazon packet and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Remember, that's the one that's infused with rosemary, garlic, and thyme. Now I'm going to add in that crushed garlic and 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns. Now I'm going to add a handful of fresh parsley, and then we're just going to give everything a good mix. And once we're done mixing that, we're going to set that aside so we can get started on our shrimp. Okay, so for the shrimp, I'm going to keep it real simple. I'm going to start off by adding 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning, 2 teaspoons of Lawrys garlic herb marinade, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. And then I'm just going to give everything a good stir. Okay, so once I'm done mixing that shrimp, I'm just going to set that aside so I can get started on my vegetables. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 1 green bell pepper. I'm gonna chop these in about 2 to 3 inch slices as well. You basically want these to be the same size as your meat. That way when you put it on the skewer and it goes on the grill, everything can be cooked evenly. And I'm just gonna repeat the same step with the red bell pepper as well. Also guys, keep in mind you can use any color bell peppers you want. I just decided to use red and green. If you want to use all green, you can use all green. If you want to use just red, you can use just red. It's totally up to you. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in the squash. As you can see, I am chopping those in 2 to 3 inch thick slices as well. If you don't like squash, you can always skip this step, but I don't know, it's just something about squash on the grill that just tastes really delicious. Okay, so now I'm chopping up my onions, and I'm sure you probably get it. I'm chopping them about the same size as I chopped everything else. So now that my vegetables are all chopped up, I am just going to season these, and this will be the easiest seasoning you ever do. I'm just adding 2 teaspoons of complete seasoning and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I'm just gonna mix everything up. All right, so now that I'm finally all done preparing everything, we could get started on making these skewers. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make the beef ones first. As you can see, I just threaded a piece of beef and 2 bell peppers and a piece of squash. See, I'm pretty much just doing a pattern, and I'm just gonna follow this pattern until I get to the top of the skewer. So once I'm done with that skewer, I'm just gonna set that aside, and then I'm gonna get started on the chicken one. So the chicken one, I'm gonna do exactly like I did the beef one. I'm just gonna be adding chicken instead, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the shrimp as well. I'm telling you guys, these are super easy. It's just super repetitive, and it might take you a while if you're making a lot of these. Okay guys, with that being said, I'm gonna do the rest of these off camera, seeing that I'm gonna be making a lot of these, and you really just gonna be watching me do the same thing over again. Okay, now that I have finished making them, I have put them on the grill. We're gonna cook this on each side for about 5 minutes. As you can see, I added in some with just meat. You can do that as well. So these look about done, so I'm gonna take them off the grill. And this is what they are looking like after I've taken them off the grill. Guys, when I tell you, these shish kebabs were definitely a hit. So now I'm just gonna add a little bit of parsley on top to garnish. And that is the final product, guys. So next time you guys go on the grill, I want you guys to definitely think about trying this recipe. If you do end up trying this recipe, definitely comment below in the comment section below and let me know how it came out. Also, if you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave that in the comment section below as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.